danger, danger. 뚜루뚜 알람이 경고해. 거기서 멀어져야 해. 나나나나나나.
With December's arrival, I thought it would be fun for me to make some K-pop predictions for the following year. I'm going to be breaking down my predictions by group. I didn't include every single group I follow here because 1, this video would be like 3 hours long, and 2, I just don't see many changes happening in some of the groups I really like, so I didn't feel the need to include a prediction for them. This list will not include SM and JYP groups since I'm planning on making separate videos for them. Let me know your predictions for 2020 as well in the comments. I'm really excited to see what ATEEZ releases next year. I think they'll have at least 3 comebacks for sure, and I'm sure their world tour is going to be pretty successful. I have a feeling they're going to release a song that explodes in popularity next year. I definitely see them being a top group in the 4th generation of K-pop as long as they and their company play their cards right. I think the people, myself included, will always have demand for Big Bang's music. They are one of the most iconic K-pop groups and will continue to remain iconic despite scandals and their military hiatus. I'm sure YG will also make a comeback work if the members are willing to do one. Big Bang is one of the few groups of theirs which they've always done a good job of promoting. That being said, I'm not sure if the members are going to be willing to have another comeback. Top announced that he was retiring from the entertainment industry on social media. I'm not sure if it's official since YG never released a statement about it, but he doesn't seem too enthusiastic about a comeback. Also, I think a building that Daesung owns is under investigation for something. I don't know all the details, but I don't think he'll come back as long as that's going on. With all that said, I see 3 possibilities for Big Bang's future. The first is that they come back as 4 members, the second is that they remain inactive as a group, and the third, which I really hope doesn't happen, but I feel like it's definitely a real possibility, is that they disband. On the bright side, I think a G-Dragon comeback is guaranteed, and I also think Taeyong will have a solo comeback as well. If they do come back, I think they'll be just as popular and successful as before, but unfortunately, I'm just not sure if that's something we can expect in the near future.
Let's kill this love. Yeah.
I think YG would be stupid not to give Blackpink multiple comebacks and a full album this year, but it's YG, so my expectations are low. I think they'll have 1 comeback next year. Like I said, my expectations from YG are low, but I am expecting a full-length album. I'd like to say that Rosé is gonna have a solo debut next year, but YG's a hoe, and I thought she was gonna get it this year, so again, I don't really know if we can expect that. I do think that they'll get some more Western promotion though, and possibly collab with a big Western artist. I also think that they'll go on another world tour, and it will be really successful. Overall, I'm hoping for more, but YG has unfortunately taught me to keep my expectations low. I definitely think BTS will retain their status as the biggest group in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Jin will have to enlist before the end of next year. I think that BTS will have 2 comebacks next year, 1 possibly without Jin. I also think that they'll have another super successful world tour next year, but Jin may have to leave before its completion. I think as the members start to enlist, the ones who are still promoting will have official solo debuts, but I don't know if that will happen this year or sometime in the future. I'm definitely curious to see how the big hit deal will affect G-Friend's promotions. I think they'll have 2 comebacks this year, but their sound will be a bit different from their previous ones, like with Fever. I think their comebacks will be relatively successful, but I just don't see them releasing something with the same lasting impact that their earlier title tracks did next year. I really hate to say this, but I have a feeling that Gugudan is gonna disband. I don't follow them that much, but I know they haven't had a group comeback in over a year, which is really rare in K-pop, especially for a relatively new group. The only members who I've seen with solo promotions this year are Mina and Sejong. Like I said, I don't really keep up with them that much, so I could be wrong. I just find it really weird that they've been inactive for so long without a real explanation. I hope they'll have a comeback this year, but I think it's more likely that they'll promote Mina and Sejong's solo careers. I heard G-Idol is gonna have a US debut sometime, which I really don't know how to feel about. I just think that G-Idol, especially Soyeon, seems to be lacking in cultural sensitivity, which I think will hurt their chances of success if they try to make it in the US. As a K-pop fan who I guess you could say has had my culture quote-unquote appropriated by G-Idol, I don't necessarily care about what they did, but I'm more upset about Soyeon's whole ethnic hip statement. Like, it's one thing to draw inspiration from cultures. I personally think that's fine, but then to act like doing it is just trendy just feels wrong to me. I don't have any ill will towards them, but I think statements like that will be major red flags if they're trying to cater to an American audience, where cultural appropriation is definitely a bigger deal. Overall, though, I don't really see any of their comebacks having the same impact that their debut had. I just haven't found myself consistently listening to their releases this year, and I know a lot of my friends feel the same way, but I do genuinely wish them good luck. I don't quite know the full story, but from what I've heard, I think Luna's company is having financial issues, which is the reason why they haven't had a comeback in a while. I think it's pretty likely that Luna will have a comeback next year, but unless if it becomes really popular in Korea, I don't see them having multiple comebacks throughout the year, since sadly they might not have the funding to do so. I don't think they'll disband, but I think it might be a slow year for them until their financial situation is resolved. I do see some more of the members going into acting though in the meantime. As much as I want it to happen, I don't see Wonho returning to Monsta X, although I wouldn't completely rule the possibility out. I think the remaining members will have 2 Korean comebacks and at least 1 collab with an American artist. I also think that they're gonna have another world tour, possibly in the summertime. I'm hopeful that Dino and SQ are gonna come back and perform with 17. I'm pretty sure Dino will return soon, but I think SQ may not be able to perform on tour with the others while he recovers. I think that all of the members will participate for their next few comebacks, though. Those are all the predictions I have for today. Let me know what some of your 2020 K-pop predictions are. If you like this video, I'm planning on releasing my JYP and SM predictions later this week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching!